Morning, everyone. Welcome back to another session with Gigadomi Gunquay, which means Talking Feather Woman. And today we're going to be talking about Introduction to Holistic Nutrition. So I am, and I forgot to turn off the sound on my phone. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about some insights on holistic nutrition. We're going to have a comprehensive approach to eating that emphasizes the interconnectedness of diet, lifestyle, and overall well-being. And so our session will cover information about the carnivore diet. I do what is referred to as a lazy carnivore. So I'm going to share a little bit about what it is that I do. And while I'm not an expert in holistic nutrition, I will share what I know and what I've learned through my own experiences. So most days, like I said, most days I follow what's referred to as the lazy carnivore, which means I focus on the principles of carnivore, but with a little more relaxed approach. And so, so today we're gonna apparently I'm an umming day today. So today we're going to explore the fundamentals of holistic nutrition and how it can actually relate to our benefits. I'm going to change my screen a little bit so that I can see my notes better. And I lost my notes. So for those of you who are catching the replay, just let me know, #replay, let me know that you guys are catching the replay. If you are inside our, it's morning. I had a rough morning with Clark. So our rough night with Clark. He was up quite a bit last night, and so we had some difficulty getting him back to sleep. So my brain is still trying to sort that out. And okay, so let's refocus. So what we're going to be doing is, so what I was sharing is that if you are in our circle, in our tribe, then I welcome you to share your insights, your thoughts, your ideas in that respect. So, so we're going to so this session is aims at to provide practical. Okay, apparently I'm really having a hard time here. So I've been following these notes for the last few sessions, and for whatever reason today I'm completely tongue-tied. So today we're going to explore the fundamentals of holistic nutrition and how it can benefit your overall well-being, and we're also going to delve into specific approach, which I've already said, so I'm not even sure why I put that twice in my notes, but apparently I did. So I've already said that we're going to delve in a little bit about the carnivore holistic diet as well. So what is holistic nutrition? So let's start with that. So holistic nutrition is an integrative approach that views food as medicine and considers physical, emotional, and environmental aspects of eating. So there's certain key principles around the holistic nutrition. And so I want to make sure that you guys get the accurate information because, like I said, I'm not an expert in holistic nutrition. I'm only sharing what I know, what I've learned. And so I just want to make sure that I get some of the key components or key principles very clear. So I am definitely following my notes a lot more than I would for other topics. But in terms of being able to have a holistic approach, nutrition is one of them. So nutrition, exercise, those kinds of things. And so, which is one of the reasons why I am wanting to dive into this particular topic. So whole foods are minimally processed and free from artificial additives, preservatives, and refined sugars. So examples include fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and lean proteins. So these foods provide essential nutrients that support overall health and vitality. And so personalized nutrition is every individual has a unique nutritional need based on factors such as age, gender, genetics, lifestyles, and health conditions. Holistic nutrition recognizes the importance of tailoring dietary plans to meet these specific needs. And that's one of the reasons why I use the carnivore diet. So even growing up, I always steered towards more of that meat component versus everything else. And I do much better when I'm following carnivore and staying away from the carbs. And so I don't stay away completely. That's why I said I do a lazy version of the carnivore diet. And so mindful eating. So this part here is really key. And so we've been talking a lot about mindfulness. We've been talking a lot about how to be able to be present in this space, in this time. And so it is really important for us to be able to do that. And so we may have a visitor soon. I can hear him coming to the bedroom door. So mindful eating involves paying attention to the experience of eating and drinking. It encourages individuals to savor their food, recognize hunger and fullness cues, and appreciate the nourishment that food provides. And so, like, even with my water, so I am very specific with drinking a lot of water, and most of the time, very, very seldom do I have things that it's not just water. And so when I am somewhere, I can taste the water. So generally, I don't drink chlorinated water. But when I'm out in a restaurant or something like that, they do have chlorinated water. So I always ask for lemon in my water because then it just takes that taste out. But I can taste, and my husband thinks that I'm nuts that I can taste water, but I really can taste water. And so it makes a huge difference that way when I am having something to drink, because I can taste that the flavor of whatever it is. And so but that is also, and I don't know whether or not it started because I started being more mindful, but I literally can taste it. And so, like, I refill my water bottles with, so they're glass. They are, we wash them and then we sterilize them and then we put water in, because I drink room temperature water for the most part. And so when I'm tasting my water, so if the bottles have not been cleaned properly, where there's still some soap residue, I can literally taste the soap residue. And mornings is when I drink the most water, when I'm waking up first thing in the morning. So balanced and moderation. So holistic nutrition promotes a balanced diet that includes a variety of foods in appropriate proportions. So it emphasizes moderation, avoiding extreme and excessive calorie restrictions or overeating. So that is super important for us to be able to remember as well. So the connections between food and emotions. So this approach recognizes emotional and psychological aspects of eating and encourages addressing emotional eating patterns and building a healthy relationship with food. So again, this is something that I can speak to. So I did not have a healthy relationship with food. I didn't eat everything that I was supposed to growing up. And so, like, that caused a lot of turmoil around that. And I have sensory issues around food. So sometimes it's taste, sometimes it's texture. So it all depends on that. And then in my late teens, early 20s, I had experienced an eating disorder that lasted up until I had my first pregnancy and had lost the baby. And so then at that point is when I got pregnant the second time, so with Michael, then that's when I started paying more attention to what it was that I was eating, because I wanted to make sure that he had the proper nutrition. And so, like, I did a lot of making sure that was going on. Body image, just stay away from in front of the mirror kind of thing. But and then after I had him, then I continued with those patterns because I was nursing. And so so it made all the difference in the world that way. And so being able to have those connections with food and emotions is something that is real life experience for me. So typically when I become emotional about something, I tend to not eat. So I'm an emotional non-eater. So when things are going well, then I will eat. But I also I had anorexia and bulimia, and so I had I had those two things to struggle with at times. Some days I struggle with that, and here comes Mr. Clark, and so that happens that way. So environmental considerations. Holistic nutrition considers the environmental impact of food choices. It promotes sustainable and ethical practices, such as choosing organic and locally sourced foods. We are very fortunate where we live because we have access to a lot of locally sourced foods. And benefits of holistic nutrition. So enhanced physical health. So whole foods are rich in essential nutrients, antioxidants, and fiber, which support overall health and boost the immune system and reduce the risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. It improves digestive health. So a diet high in cancer, or hang on, a diet high in fiber and from fruits, vegetables, and whole grains promotes healthy digestion and prevents issues such as constipation, bloating, and irritable bowel syndrome. Balanced energy levels. So consuming nutrient-dense foods provides sustained energy throughout the day, preventing energy crashes and maintaining stable blood sugar levels. So better health and emotional well-being. So nutrients such as omega-3 fatty acids, B vitamins, and magnesium play a crucial role in brain health and emotional well-being. So holistic nutrition supports mental clarity, reduces stress, and enhanced mood. And I know that for me, if my magnesium is low, then my restless leg syndrome really activates. So I need to make sure that when that happens and I need to use my medication, then I need to be more conscious about having some additional magnesium added to my diet. And so, and if I can stay consistent and follow what it is that I am supposed to do, then that generally doesn't happen. So like my prescription, for example, lasted for so long that my renewals had expired and I needed to get a new prescription. But so like I said, if I can actually follow what it is that I'm doing, then that makes a huge difference. So when we're following a holistic nutrition, weight management makes a huge difference as well. So by focusing on whole foods and mindful eating, individuals can achieve and maintain healthy. Hey, baby. Good morning. And so by focusing on whole foods and mindful eatings, individuals can achieve and maintain a healthy weight without resorting to restrictive diets and extreme measures. It also boosts our immune system. And so it creates a stronger immune system. And so a balanced diet rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants strengthens the immune system, helping the body fend off infections and illnesses. And it is also good for greater environmental and ethical awareness. And like I said, we have the opportunity where we live to really focus on. Are you going to type again this morning? Right back to work, are you? So this is also part of my regiment, is having as often as possible, just not necessarily like the late or early mornings that we experience, but it's par for the course. So choosing organic, locally sourced, and sustainable produced foods supports environmental health and promotes ethical practices in the food industry. So it makes a huge difference that way. And so, so these are some of the components, or these are some of the benefits of the holistic nutrition. And so, practical steps to Yeah? Is that how that works? You be careful not to fall off your stool. So, practical steps to incorporate holistic nutrition. So, embracing whole foods is one of the things that we've talked about. So, when we focus on incorporating a variety of whole foods in our diet and we fill our plate with colorful fruits and vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins, and healthy fats, avoiding processed packaged foods that contain artificial ingredients and added sugar. Personalize your diet. So we were talking about that as well. So listen to your body and pay attention to how different foods makes you feel. So I know that if I eat more carb type foods, then I don't feel so great. So I feel more heavy. Did you fall off your stool? I feel more heavy, and so it makes a huge difference for me, which is when I increase my proteins and eat more meats or seeds, then I tend to have a better response in terms of my digestive system. And so fruits are what it is that I tend to go towards. I don't really eat vegetables, and I never have. So like the taste of vegetables or the texture of some of them has been something that I have struggled with for a long time. And well, forever. There's never been a time that I didn't. And so, but that's one of the things that works for me. And that's why the personalizing what it is that you eat is really important for you. Some people can actually, and I love this about how for some is that they can actually personalize their diet based on the seasons. And so they can actually change up what it is that they eat based on what it is that's going on in like what's actually cooking, what's available, like that kind of thing. And it's really cool. Practice mindful eating. So slowing down when you eat is really, really important. So like I said, I can literally taste my water. I know when I am drinking something that has been sitting for a while. And not that my water definitely sits for a while, but it's usually closed off. So it's sealed in one of my bottles. And so then that makes a huge difference as well. So eat without distractions. That one there we don't do all the time. But so sometimes we will be watching TV or sometimes I will be eating while I'm working. But I really do try to stop and say, okay, I'm going to stop and I'm going to eat and then I'm going to come back. One of the things that's really helpful for me is that I don't like my food cold. So that makes a huge difference. And so I will eat and get it eaten faster than so like if I ever go to a restaurant with you and my food is served, I'm not waiting for you to join me, and because that is definitely one of the things. So balance your plate. So aim for a balanced plate with a mix of macronutrients, which is carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, and micronutrients, which is vitamins and minerals. So a good rule of thumb is to fill half your plate with vegetables and a quarter with lean protein and a quarter with whole grains or starchy vegetables. Staying hydrated. So like I said, I drink most in the morning. So first thing in the morning is when I'm going to drink the most amount of water that I have throughout the day. And it's only, and I don't even know why, but I just drink a lot of water first thing in the morning, unless I'm traveling. So for example, on Wednesday, I'm going to be traveling. So I will drink more when I arrive. Simply because I don't want to have to stop 30 times to have to go to the washroom on the way there. So I generally drink less on the way there. Unless I'm traveling there and back, then I drink very little throughout the day. I know when I am dehydrated because for me, my joints will swell. And so like I will wake up in the morning and I will be, my ankles and my fingers will be completely swollen. And then it's like, oh, okay, I didn't really drink much. So addressing emotional eating. So we were talking about that a little bit. So identify emotional triggers and develop a healthy coping strategy. So practice self-compassion and seek supports from a therapist or counselor if needed. And so one of the things that I will be bringing forward is my emotional eating program, which if you're catching this, I have not yet done that, but I will be. And I haven't taught it for some time. And so that's going to be one of the things that I'm going to be bringing back if that's something that you're interested in. Choose organic organic and local foods. So whenever possible, choosing organic foods to reduce exposure to pesticides and other chemicals. Support local farmers and businesses by purchasing locally sourced produce, which is often fresher and more environmentally friendly. Cook at home. So prepare meals at home to have a more control over the ingredients and the cooking methods. Cooking can also be therapeutic, can be a therapeutic activity and enhances your connection with food. I love to cook for my family. Some days things get busy and it's like, oh, let's just go grab something to eat quickly or whatever. But I do love to cook. And so when my kids are coming, I love to be able to have meals and stuff. So my husband likes it when I cook too. So prepare and plan. So plan your meals and snacks ahead of time to ensure that you have healthy options. Batch cooking and meal preps can save time and reduce the temptation to opt for unhealthy convenience foods. When I am shopping, I also put things in packaging so that it's like smaller portions. When we order meat, I specifically ask them to cut them in smaller sizes. If I'm just getting meat from the grocery store, then I still package them in smaller sizes. So that way there, it's just grab whatever it is that we're going to be eating instead of having to thaw a whole bunch of things that we're not going to eat. Sheldon prefers to have frozen vegetables. If we don't have fresh vegetables, obviously fresh vegetables, but because I don't eat a whole lot of vegetables, we often get the frozen vegetables. That allows us to be able to just have something quick. When we have people coming in, then we generally go and purchase more vegetables. So educate yourself. So stay informed about nutrition and wellness by reading books, attending workshops, and following reputable sources. Knowledge is power, and you can make the informed decisions. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the introduction to holistic nutrition for carnivore. And so it follows a lot of the same principles, except for obviously we're using meat instead of vegetables, fruit, and grains. And so the carnivore holistic nutrition focuses on consuming meat, emphasizing on the health benefits of such a diet. So this approach can particularly be beneficial for those with specific dietary needs and health conditions. So I always say, I think that it's part of my heritage that I am definitely a meat eater, but that is definitely, I do much better when I am consuming more meat. And even as a kid, that was what it is that I would eat more than anything else. And so we were told we had to eat certain foods and things like that. And so, but I still always had like these aversions. So I have taste and texture issues with a lot of things. So I have my foods, I eat things with spices, but my stuff is very, very plain. Like don't add a whole bunch of sauces to it. Don't do a whole bunch of things. So for example, if I'm having a hamburger, then I have the bun and the patty. There's no condiments. There's nothing else on it, just the bun and the patty. And so, but it's just really important for us to be able to do that. So quality of meat, prioritize high quality grass-fed, pasteurized, raised, and organic meats to ensure that you're consuming nutrient-dense food free from antibiotics and include a variety of animal products to obtain a broad spectrum of nutrients. And so I know that I do much better when I am eating from farm meats or that grass fed. The hormones that get pumped into non-organic meats, I have a huge impact. It has a huge impact on me. So I know that if I'm eating a lot of grocery store meat, then my hormones are completely off. And that happened. And that was one of the things that a nutritionist helped me figure out, is that piece made a huge impact. So just making sure that, and like, again, like I said, we're really fortunate where we are because we have access to so many. It's not a microphone. It's a fan. Are you stuck again? You can get up there, but you can't figure out how to get down. So, okay, so I'm going to go and help him. So we're going to talk about Oh, no, he figured it out. Yay! Good job, Clark. You did it. You did it. So balanced nutrition. So although the diet is meat-based, it's crucial to balance different types of meat and animal products to provide a wide range of essential nutrients. So I do not eat organ meats, but they are highly nutritious and rich in vitamin and minerals. So mindful eating. So practice mindful eating by paying attention, by paying full attention to the experience of eating and savoring your foods. And like I said, I don't eat my foods cold, so I need to sit and eat and get that done as quickly as possible. You want this? And so, and then so hydration. So again, the same thing. So a lot of these things we've already talked about. And so one of the things that is different with the hydration for the carnivore diet is things like bone broth and herbal teas can also contribute to hydration and provide additional nutrients. So that is also something that's very helpful. Supplements such as vitamin C, magnesium, and fiber should be considered to fill potential nutrient gaps. And so I know that a friend of mine who uses follows the carnivore, and she follows it pretty well. So she uses salt to be able to get that extra magnesium. So and this is where the lazy carnivore comes in for me, is that I will eat the fruits so that I'm getting those vitamins, that vitamin C. I will take in magnesium, and generally the magnesium, if I make sure that I'm having Epsom salt baths, or that and I will actually use a spray magnesium as well. So work with a healthcare professional to determine your specific needs. And that is extremely important as well, is making sure that you are getting what it is that you need. So emotional and mental well-being. So address emotional and psychological aspects of eating, including understanding emotional eating patterns and building a healthy relationship with food. And so this is something that I've already talked about. And opt for sustainably and ethically sourced animal products to support environmental animal welfare. So benefits of doing the carnivore holistic nutrition. So it's enhanced physical health. So high quality animal products are rich in essential nutrients, including protein, healthy fats, vitamins B12, D, and K2, and minerals, iron, zinc, and selenium. And these nutrients support muscle health and energy levels and overall vitality. And so I have high energy, and I think that that's probably why I do so much better on the carnivore versus doing a traditional holistic nutrition. Reduced inflammation. So many people report reduced inflammation and relief from autoimmune conditions. This can lead to improvements in joint pain, skin conditions, and overall well-being. So improve digestive health by eliminating plant-based foods that can be difficult to digest or cause sensitivities, such as grains, legumes, and certain vegetables. Some individuals experience improved digestion and relief from gastrointestinal issues. So again, it makes a huge difference what it is that I'm eating as to how my body is reacting. And this is for me, right? So like, this is how this works for me. This isn't what necessarily works for everybody. So mental clarity and emotional stability. So a diet rich in healthy fats and proteins supports brain health, improving mental clarity, focus, and emotional stability. Additionally, stabilizing blood sugar levels can prevent mood swings and energy crashes. So protein and fats high in satiety factor helps control appetite. So I know that my friend Diana, she will actually eat for the most part once a day, and she gets everything that she needs in that. She does that fasting, And so I don't do so great with the fasting. That is something that I am continuously working towards. And simplified eating. So carnivore diet can simplify meal planning and preparation, reducing decision and fatigue, making it easier to stick to a consistent eating pattern. So it is so much easier when it's Stabana, because he will still have all the others and I will just do my own and my own things. So practical steps to incorporate holistic nutrition. So prioritize. What's that? I don't know what you're asking. So being able to prioritize high quality animal products, so meat products. So wherever possible, choose grass fed, which is one of the things that I've shared already. So choosing grass fed and organic meats. These are typically higher in nutrients, and so again, the organ meat. That's not something that I'm going to eat. Liver, heart, kidneys, but some people absolutely love them, and they provide high levels of vitamin A, B12, and D, and also minerals like iron and zinc. And so incorporating organ meats into your diet a few times a week can also enhance that nutrient intake. Take the time to savor your food and consider supplementation where needed. And no, you don't get to play with my microphone. Thank you. And manage stress and support mental health. So engage in stress reducing activities such as meditation, yoga, deep breathing, exercises, and spending time in nature. And ensure that you get adequate sleep. So like I said, waking up this morning was kind of like, oh, I'm a little bit off, because Mr. Clark was up for a good part of last night. And so, and this is good for my mental health. This is good for my mental health. Not the lack of sleep, but this is good for my mental health. And so, but just doing all those different things that actually help to increase that part. So watch for emails and social media updates for upcoming workshops. And if you're not part of our Timeless Transformation Circle, no, you don't get to play with that keyboard. This one. You get this keyboard. And so if you're not part of our Timeless Transformation Circle, come and join us. Support and discussions. And I'm looking forward to connecting with all of you soon and talk later. No, that's my keyboard. Thank you. And thanks everybody, and have a fantastic day.